Alright, what's going on today, guys? In this video, we're going to be doing an update on not only the idle issue, but a couple other things around the car. And I figured it'd just be easier to do one video instead of breaking things out into separate videos. Now, the first update I want to give you guys is regarding the coil packs. Now for this, I'm going to jump back a few days ago when I went ahead and installed these in the car because it's just easier to show you guys what I did to troubleshoot the issue, because I couldn't necessarily pinpoint one coil pack or the other before installing them in the car. So let's go ahead and jump back a few days ago when I installed the coil packs. Alright, so the way I think I'm going to do this is to change one at a time, starting with one of the chipped ones, which is 3 and 4 on this car. Now here are the replacement coil packs I got. These were very good price. As you can see, they're from a 2-liter, I think there's 2014 Kia Soul. I don't know if the mileage is on here anywhere, but these have 25,000 miles because they came out of a wrecked Kia Soul. So they are very low usage, I guess you can say. Now, just like last time, you remove the cover, obviously, and the 4 coil packs are right here. And just to make sure that they look to be the same coil pack, they are the same part number for both the 1.8 and the 2-liter GDI out of the not new Hyundai Kia, but the last generation, I guess, up to like 2016 in some vehicles and stuff like that. But anyways, it is the same part number, so everything should bolt right in, and it looks like it will do just fine. Now here's the damage I was talking about. These two, number 3 and 4, have very similar chips in the finish right here. I'm not sure if that's making any difference or not, but we're going ahead and start with these two to see if they fix the issue. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the car is still doing it. I'll go show you from the exhaust. So I guess we'll go ahead and change out number 3, and hopefully we can resolve this issue with just the coil packs. Now, as you guys can tell, 3 and 4 with the chips on the outside casing actually seem to be fine, and the one that resolved the issue is actually number 2 in the car. You know, so far so good. It's been running great, and I haven't had a single idle blip since then. So I'm glad that I was able to fix the issue, because I'm glad, you know, if it was something else, it could have turned out to be, you know, a much harder fix and a much more costly fix as well. Now, the next update I want to give you guys is something regarding the rear suspension. A few days ago, I went and wanted to adjust the rear shock length to hopefully achieve a better ride. And in doing so, I found that the rear shocks are already as small as they will go. So basically, I can't shorten them anymore to get any more stroke length out of the damper, which kind of sucks, because that means it's the best ride, or you know, basically the best ride I can achieve at the height I'm at now. But in doing so, I actually ended up breaking the top strut bolt nut free from the weld. It's like a weld nut where it's encased in the metal, and basically so you can thread the bolt in and out without having to hold the other side with a wrench or whatever. It's just how it was designed from the factory. But anyways, I broke that nut free inside the casing, so basically it was just spinning on both ends. Now, to fix that, I had to Dremel the casing around the weld nut out so I had access to the nut. And even with access to the nut, I still couldn't get the nut broke free from the bolt. So basically I had to cut the head off the bolt and replace the old nut with I ended up using a lower nut to secure the top one. So basically the lower and the upper nuts are the same now. I will include some pictures here while I'm talking to describe what I'm talking about better, because unless you guys know the rear suspension on this car, it can be hard to understand what I'm talking about. Now, this process wasn't actually that bad to do. It's just very tedious, and if you guys have to do it on your car, it can be very time consuming and everything like that. So I figured it'd be better to let you guys know what I ended up doing, just in case you guys run into the same thing. So everything with the rear suspension is fixed, and now that I know I can't adjust anything, I have to look into either getting a new shock or changing the whole rear suspension up. Now the next thing to update you guys about is the wheels, obviously, and I still don't have the wheels back from powder coating. I heard back last week and they said that the stripping process is taking longer because it's not a usual paint, I guess, for wheels, and their chemicals are having a hard time actually stripping it. So whatever they use at Wed Sports is actually some pretty durable stuff, and the chemicals are definitely having a hard time taking them off. But anyway, he said middle of this week. Today's Tuesday, so I'm hoping either yet today or tomorrow I will be receiving a call so I can go ahead and take the color over to them, and they can start the process of actually coloring the wheels. I'm very excited about the color, and I know you guys are not going to be expecting this color, so I'm still very excited about that. But again, I don't have them on the car, as you guys can see, and I'm a little anxious to get them on the car because last few days it's been like 70+ degrees, and we've actually had some thunderstorms last night. So it's definitely warm enough to have these on the car, and I'm just honestly tired of the snow tires and the mud flap look. I guess driving on snow tires when it's this warm isn't that good because they wear extra fast, so I'm definitely anxious to get the new wheels on the car. Now another thing regarding the wheels I have coming are going to be more of my daily set with the Nitto all-season tires, and again the Wed Sports SA55Ms. And as you guys know from my unboxing video, I have another set of wheels already purchased, ready to ship in Japan, but I used a company where they do a group container ship from Japan, and it only ships every so often. They fill a container, and I'm sad to report that I still have no update as of today, which is April 23rd, that the container has shipped. So basically I am 1 week away from being 4 months and no shipping date. So basically I am without a set of autocross wheels, and this past week I've been looking for a set that would fit the bill, that I know I wouldn't lose money on if I were to resell them, and I honestly cannot come up with anything at the moment. So the first test and tune autocross is this weekend, and unfortunately I'm going to be missing that event, as well as a week from this weekend is the first points races. So I'm not competitive for points, but I do want to run just for fun. And at this point, it looks like I'll be missing 2 autocross events unless I can come up with a set of wheels that I can use for the meantime, because I already have the tires. I'm not sure if I told you guys or not, but I do have autocross tires. I went with a different size as well as a different tire. So I have the tires ready to go, and I've had the tires for about 2 months now. But the wheels are not shipped from Japan, and that is super frustrating. I'll give you guys more details on that in the video where I talk about purchasing wheels from Japan, because I definitely think there is some disclaimers that the said business that I use need to put out there, because at this point, almost 4 months with having quite a bit of money tied up in those wheels is a bit frustrating with 0 updates. They won't even give me an estimate as to when the container is going to ship, because they said there's too much that goes into it, and they don't want people ordering last minute and stuff like that. So I'm just frustrated at this point, but that's again totally different, and there'll be more details in a separate video. Now the last thing I want to update you guys about is again another unfortunate problem with this car. This has been an ongoing issue, I guess, for years at this point, and it has been repaired or attempted to be repaired under warranty once. And it's regarding rust on the rear hatch. Now, if you follow the Facebook group or even the forums, you'll know that this has been an ongoing issue on my car for quite a while now, and this is going to be the second repair attempt, and I have yet to hear about their final verdict as to what they want to do with the car. I'll show you guys here in a second what it looks like on the hatch, but their first repair attempt basically was like sand down the outside and use a seam sealer over the problem spots, and as you guys can see, it did not do a very good job, and the rust totally ate through that, and even got really worse on the side they didn't even touch. So it's just one of those things where at this point I know other people have had this issue on the car, on their cars, and it's just better to replace the hatch and get a new hatch, paint it and everything like that, than to keep trying to repair the rust on this car, because you know the body shop has a workmanship guarantee. So you know I only have about 6 to 8 months left of the perforation warranty on this car. So if they were to repair it under warranty again, not getting a new hatch, you know, their workmanship is going to be, you know, they're going to need to repair it again down the road, and I doubt they want to keep doing that. So I'm hoping they come back to me in the next few days and tell me that they're just going to replace the hatch, because at that point I think that's the best option. So taking a look here, so here's their original repair. As you can see, the seam sealer starts about here and goes to about here. This was obviously the worst part originally about a year and a half ago, and as you can see, it's still roughly the worst area. But the rust has totally eaten through the seam sealer, and it's just peeling, bubbling all along the seam here. I mean, you can just tell it's in bad condition underneath that seam sealer. But you can see even right here, there's a crack in the paint and it's bubbling. Underneath this cover is even worse. But there you guys can see it's like a blister waiting to just crack. I mean, it is already cracked. Put that back in place. Along this seam, you can tell it's starting to do the same thing it originally did on this side. And the worst part yet, over here, the original factory seam sealer has just totally come away from the metal, and I would say that's like a 2 to 3 inch long piece has cracked, and underneath it, hopefully you guys can see this pretty good, but it's pretty bad under there. I mean, it's totally rotted away. So at this point, I think it's just better for them to replace the hatch and repaint a new one, because again, like I said, their workmanship here obviously didn't work. So either they're going to be repairing this rust for years to come, or they can just, you know, do a one-time fix and get a new hatch. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. I know this was kind of like a random video, but it's better to update you guys all in one video instead of doing these separate videos, especially with regards to that rust and me randomly breaking that rear shock nut loose. So hopefully you guys learned a couple things about some of the issues that there are with these cars. I mean, the rust thing is not unheard of, and even the rear shock nut thing is not unheard of either. So and going back to the coil packs, that's a seemingly common issue in the Facebook group. All of a sudden, you know, there's people posting about these you know, bad idles and stuff like that. So I feel like the coil pack issue is just going to get worse as well. Even with 41,000 miles like my car has, the coil pack can seemingly fail. Again, no check engine light, nothing like that. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please hit that like button. It definitely helps me out a lot. Comment down below anything regarding what I talked about in today's video, whether it be the wheel color, guesses like that, or if you guys have had a coil pack fail, or even if you guys had rust on your hatch, because that's actually something I'd like to see if anyone else has had this issue and what the fix was over the long term, because I know people have had similar repairs to what I had originally, as well as getting new hatches right away. So that is something I'm definitely interested in as well. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.